It's a time we see a lot of people giving back.
Yep. In this morning's Bay Area People, we introduce you to a Bay Area mother who has spent the last decade helping create the next generation of volunteers.
With the rain just beginning to fall, the back of this U-Haul went up, and the next project for Pledge to Humanity came spilling out. Dozens of teenagers running back and forth up the stairs into the Capital One Cafe in Walnut Creek, creating piles of sleeping bags and tarps and pillows, all destined for people experiencing homelessness.
It's crazy to think about how this one little hour, 2-hour session could help hundreds of people.
One session and an army of kids.
Usually people say like, well, I'm too young, but that's never true. You're never too young to help.
This is what Gabby Gorbani says inspires her. That idea that teaching children to give back creates a whole new generation of volunteers.
I really don't even know how to put it into words, but I really feel the purpose. You know, everybody, I believe strongly, we all have a purpose.
Gorbani grew up in Mexico, came to the U.S. as a teenager, and says as a child she saw the heartache on the streets around her. When she became a young mother, she knew she wanted to instill in her children a sense of giving and a commitment to service. They started volunteering as a family, but it turns out giving is contagious.
What happened is that I find out that more kids wanted to do it and more kids wanted to do it. So I knew I wanted something large and impactful, but at the same time, I never thought it will get this big.
In 2009, when she and her family started the nonprofit Pledge to Humanity, they weren't sure where it would go. But looking at it now is pretty incredible. There are 2,500 youth ambassadors and so many opportunities for children to give back through their schools, their sports teams, and the new Pledge to Humanity clubs, like the one at San Ramon Valley High School, where there is no shortage of teens signing up to help.
It's around 200. We actually had to cut down this year because there's just too much for the officers to handle with so many people.
Gorbani is with them every step of the way.
I know somebody said it's like Pledge to Humanity is like a bridge between families and kids and youth wanting to help and the need, because we connect.
She builds that bridge through partnerships with more than 50 other nonprofit service groups in the Bay Area. And the reach goes even further.
As a mission, I do believe that every child should have the opportunity to understand what's not only locally, but as well as what's happening globally.
Pledge to Humanity has established global partnerships in Haiti, Ecuador, India, Kenya, and Mexico. Teens can send help, or they can also go and help.
It was probably parental, I'm gonna go, but I enjoyed it.
But years later, 18-year-old Mitchell is still here. He's still giving back.
Now it's probably more myself.
It's that connection that Gorbani wants to create. It's what you see when some of the bags assembled by these kids are brought by these teens to Trinity Center in Walnut Creek.
We serve people that live in their cars, that live in encampments in the creeks or around parks or under bridges.
It's when these young people get to meet Leslie Banks. She's been living on the street for 15 years.
And when you see kids, I'm like ready to cry. And when you see kids like, oh, when you see kids like this, it's like, it's lovely.
The kids have several things inside, including a mat to sleep on,
a pillow, pillowcase, a backpack, and some toiletries.
I haven't had a pillow in a long, long time.
It's a sobering thought and a harsh reality.
I honestly can't remember a time when I didn't sleep with a pillow, so.
And that is why they help.
I mean, there's a certain perception about people who are homeless, and but I mean, it's completely different when you get to meet them.
Hey Bob, my name's Carter.
My name's Gabriel.
I'm Michael.
It would be a mistake to think this meeting was just about the people in need.
So I was kind of looking out the windows right now because I'm getting ready to put a new camouflage tarp over the top of my spot. But yeah, I have a little hidden spot down there.
It's really humbling and just overwhelming just to learn what he's going through, every night.
But when you get to know someone, you really get a feel of what they go through every day.
It is when, she says, people of all ages start to see the world just a little differently. Gorbani knows these are moments that can last a lifetime.
Children not only are giving back now, but they will continue to do that as they get older and as they have children and that they will understand that true legacy is what they're doing by being a part of the community and finding out how they can be the change that the world wants to see.
All right, be the change that the world wants to see. It is really inspiring. I know it is difficult to sometimes, when you're trying to get children to volunteer, different organizations that can take younger people, and so Gurbani really is so instrumental in getting them into places. It's remarkable.
And I think it's contagious. If your friends are taking part, it's like, hey, this is really fun, and then after you take part, I know when I do stuff like that, I always feel better about myself.
It is, and knowing pathways and saying this is what we do and creating traditions that are, this is why so many people I think help in the holidays too. It's creating a tradition that said let's be there. And so if they can do that all year long, think about what a difference we could all make.